With the formation of your tournament series, Just Us Baddies, which is what is it, 2 years old now, right?
I want to say it's gonna be three. Like I always forget because like whenever I'm talking to Aldia about Dana or Sam, we're like, oh, it's been this many years.
Right. Yeah.
Let me see.
Talk about the formation of it though, like because I know that we touched on it once before, but yeah, like just tell the story again.
Yeah, so yeah, the first Justice Baddies was October 9th, 2021. So it's about to be 3 years in October.
Oh, you're
But I
right.
have a friend, his name is Justice, and I hosted an online tournament during COVID, and he was like, I want to come to Texas, and for my birthday, I want to host a tournament. Could you host a tournament for me? And I was like, yeah, how hard can it be? Hard. But
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Oh, famous last
yeah,
words, buddy.
yeah. And so I was like, what do I name it? Where do I host it? Like, what do I do? How do I do it? And so um, I ended up teaming up with Aldia, Sam and Dana, because they had a place that they had hosted video games at. Like, you'll come to our store,
Right.
we
Inner
sell
city
things.
Dallas, yeah.
It's like Fort Worth, Mansfield. It's like,
Oh, Mansfield. Yeah, yeah. Oh, man. What was
yeah,
I thinking of? I was thinking of like
yeah.
Freeport. That is not the same thing.
But they had a place out in Mansfield, and they would host like, yo, come through on the weekend or come through on a weekday, and like come play video games at our spot. We have this huge garage as area, like huge place you can just hop in and play. Super cute, lots of character, love them.
Mhm.
They're like, you can host here. I'm like, thanks. But then I was like, what do I name it? I was like, my friend's name is Justice, and then I think I was a fan of the whole. I don't know what era it is, but like baddies, like people reference it in songs. People reference it as like you want to be the baddest, or that's like bad. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of like a popular term in the South or like in urban culture, hip hop, whatever. And
Mhm.
so my friend's name is Justice, so it became Just Us Baddies. It's the name of the tournament.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, it is definitely a term. I never really thought about the regionalism, but then again, I guess a lot of modern day hip hop is kind of influenced by the Dirty South sound, isn't it? But yeah, it was it kind of grew into something where you're not hosting it out of Aldea anymore. I believe Aldea's place closed down, but now you're hosting it out of FX Games and Console Repair in Plano, Texas. The folks who host Shockwave and the Smash Scene and Suplex and etc. Like all those things happening out of there are well and good, but this is your own. Like
Mhm.
how have you come to distinguish your thing from just about everything else in the DFW? Because Batty seems to be taking off pretty well.
Mhm. I definitely think it's the people. Like I think because I brought my me. I brought
You
like
brought
what
you. You always bring you. I'll
yeah.
give you that.
So it was like I think that's what did it. Like it was just all like it started online as an online tournament, but it wasn't called Baddies. But the
Right.
offline tournament started as Baddies, and so when we first had it, it was like how can we make it unique, so we put arts and crafts into it. I brought balloons that I looked like L's because people were losing, and like I brought cake. So it was like
Wait,
because it
you
was his
actually did
birthday.
that?
Yeah, like I was like, hey, you lost. Like, you take a picture with this L, and so stuff like that, just like cool. I just brought myself into it in different ways, and I encourage people to be themselves.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry if the editor is watching, please find those pictures, like put them up on the screen, like as he says that
I
because
can
that's
send them to you.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
like
amazing.
I just I welcome people. I got to know people. Celebrate people. And so I think that's what really helped Baddies because it feels like a very personal setting. People are able to be comfortable, and so bring their friends and family or significant others around because I like to include everyone and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I think that's what it is. Like it's just a cool environment. People can help engage and stuff like that, and people are able to bring themselves and incorporate their ideas into it. We've had a couple tournaments where I take suggestions, or we've done like things where people come out and they commentate. So like it's definitely a community led event, even though it's my tournament or whatever. but a lot of it's like what's done with like me and all the it became huge. Like we just welcomed everyone and like that is a piece of everyone in it.
Mm.
And every time that we have baddies, we always take a group picture and stuff like that. And it's just very close knit community, very personal. I feel like that's what's kind of helped it become what it is. Everyone's just able to have a good time and be who they are.
There you
I
go. Oh man, is that just gonna be the thing now? Is just that
might be
song?
make a bit the rest of this call.
So it is, man. I mean, look, it's already a bit. Let's just lean into it. But
Mhm.
talking about being who we are, and I know that this is something that I think you've touched on once or twice on Twitter. Just like the issue of representation within the FGC, which has become a topic of increasing importance, especially in the
Mhm.
Twitter sphere. I mean, in talking about that in relation to just us baddies, what does that mean to you? Because obviously, you come in just as yourself, and you are 100% unadulterated Trojan, and people know that. But what specifically, do you take into that and bring to just us baddies, or really just any land you go to? But as someone who's running the tournament, is it just kind of you want to focus specifically on having a certain community, feeling like they're at home, or is it just kind of
Mhm.
get your sticks and don't be a dick?
Yeah, there's definitely a huge part of like just don't be rude to people, don't be mean. Like let's make it a safe place for everyone. But I think when I was thinking about what I wanted, and it came from like a place in my mind where it's like I want to create a space where people can come together and create and express. Like I want them to be able to connect through expression. But be myself, I am queer, I'm African American and stuff like that. And so it's like I wanted when I first came into the FEC, I wanted it to be separate. I didn't want it to be like I didn't want people to know about my sexuality because it's not important to them anyway. It shouldn't be. But
I
I
mean, it's
wanted
not their
it.
business,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but
I
also
definitely
it's a
think
piece of who you are.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I 100% agree, and that's what I guess I learned along the way. But if
Mm,
baddies is like, well, not even just baddies. It's like being that I am queer and African American, and I'm being myself. I attract people who have similar traits to me. But because I'm being myself in a way that's I'm really big on like what's the word? Balance and variety and stuff like that. So
sure, yeah.
I like to balance out feminine and masculine and express both of them because I think they're both part of me.
Mm,
But I'm able to welcome all walks of life. I think is kind of what is really big about being who I am and having baddies be who it is. I get loud people, I get quiet people, I get awkward people, I get um, weird people. I don't mean that negative to anyone who's weird and goes to baddies, but I get people who are
I
me.
mean, look who you're talking to.
We're all weird, you know. But I allow people to come as they are, not in a biblical sense because I say come to church as you are, but
Yeah, sure.
bring who just pull up. It's I don't care. Just be nice to people. Like I just try to welcome people and allow them to express themselves or not express themselves. Or I work with what I get.
Yeah,
Like when I see people, I'm like hi. I'm very excited to meet new people. And no matter who they are, I'm like, oh, how cool! That's awesome. You play Jen, or I might make a joke about it, or I might like
mm,
say like, cool, I play Lily. You're like, oh, nice. I will. I like to connect to people that way. So
yeah.
I think because I'm comfortable, I try to be as comfortable as I can be with who I am.
I mean, we have
I
a lot
allow
more in
people
common than we do different. Let's be real.
exactly, and that's the biggest thing. So being that I'm all about be who you are or not. I don't know. I'm saying that a lot. It's really I think it makes sense because that's I don't want people to not be who they are, but I like to accept people for who they are and celebrate that.
Yeah.
But I want to create a space where everyone can do it simultaneously, but I allow them to be as crazy sometimes and loud sometimes. Like, yo, you're actually kind of you're being a little rude, but I understand. But like
You're walking
I
the
think
line, buddy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like I
We get all
definitely
that down here. Yeah.
yeah, like I definitely oh that's my mom, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, man.
Oh cool. My dad's barbecuing today. Lit.
Oh, snap.
Um yeah. But yeah, it's I think it's kind of vulnerable in a way. Um
Mm.
but it's like super cool. I wouldn't have it any other way than just being able to meet people on that one-on-one. And I think that
Yeah.
helps develop the environment. I take it with me when I'm working at other places. Like I helped out with a tournament recently, and I was still Trojan the baddest, but I was just at someone else's tournament. So I brought my attitude and my vibe, and I welcomed people, and I got to know people as best I could with like a large tournament. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Just because it's not your tournament doesn't mean you're not still an ambassador for the scene.
Exactly. TLDR. Yo, we have baddies. So that's what like some Morty was like, yo, you should shout out the locals. Like, you're right, I should. So like you do it for me. And so he did it for me. He was like, yeah, this is Trojan the baddest, like he runs this monthly thing. I'm like, oh. I'm like posing for everyone. So it's like, yeah, just I'm still representing Dallas wherever I go. I'm representing the locals, and I think that's a big part of it too. Because like Baddies is I came into the scene later in Dallas. Tekken 7 had already been established. I think he's a year or two into the game, but by the time I showed up to my first local.
Yeah.
So I had been going to everyone's tournament before they knew who I was. And then I started winning everyone's tournament before they knew who I was. But then
fair.
yeah, then I started, getting to know people, trying to support their tournaments and stuff like that. So a lot of TOs have like supported me, and they help me out. They may loan me consoles or loan me PCs or loan me like monitors and like controllers. And so it's like a lot of the community has wound up at Baddies because I've been going to other places and introducing myself and like, oh hi, being who I am and
Doing the marketing circuit, that kind of thing.
exact. I think personal marketing and damn, I think personal marketing, and just like it's not kissing hands, but I feel like it's very presidential to like walk around and like make your rounds, make your face known, introduce yourself. So like
Yeah,
whenever there's a
kissing
new
hands,
tournament,
shaking babies, whatever.
yeah, exactly. So like you got to go around and be like, "Hi, I'm Trojan. This is who I am. Nice to meet you. I do this. If you ever want to find me, this is where I'm. This my scope is." So like I definitely I make my rounds. I make myself known in the area. I make myself known out of the area. So I think even though Baddies is local, Baddies is kind of like worldwide in a way. Like there's Baddies everywhere. Like I go and make friends, and like I sold merch for a while. So like there's lots of Baddies everywhere. It's a vibe more so than it's a place. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I've come to find that